friends. How are you this morning? I'm sorry for the late delay here. We were trying to figure out a setup that would work for everybody. Um, and as we also were tired, but that's okay. I'm sure you have woke up tired before. Anyways, we are going to be finishing our first book of the Bible today. That's pretty exciting that you will have completed the whole book of Genesis when we finish today. And also, today is Happy November. And I would like to start something with November, and I'll talk about it at the end. So, before we begin, we'll ask the Lord to open thou mine eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. And we'll begin in Genesis chapter 48. Genesis 48. And it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, Behold, thy father is sick. And he took with him 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And one told Jacob and said, Behold, thy son Joseph cometh unto thee. And Israel strengthened himself and sat upon the bed. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and blessed me, and said unto me, Behold, I will make thee fruitful, and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people, and will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession. And now thy 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt, before I came. Wait a minute. You know what I just realized? We're supposed to be starting Genesis 49. Have you never made a mistake before? I just did. Will you please forgive me? Good morning, Molly. I was thinking, this sounded very familiar. Anyways, I'm so sorry. I had it right there in front of me and I just looked the wrong way. But let's begin in the proper way. Genesis 49, our first of many bloopers, I'm sure. I probably already had quite a few. Genesis 49. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I might tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together, and hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, thou defilest thou it. He went up to thy couch. Simon and Levi are brethren, instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou in their secret unto their assembly. Mine honor be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they digged down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob, and scatter them in Israel. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey. My son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, unto Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's colt unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. Zebulun shall dwell in the haven of the sea, and he shall be for haven of ships, and his border shall be unto Zidon. Issachar is a strong ass couching down between 2 burdens, and he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. Dan shall judge his people, and as one of tribes of Israel. Dan shall be serpent by the way, an adder in the path that biteth the horse's wheel, so that his rider shall fall backward. I have waited for thy salvation, O Lord. Gad, a troop, shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Naphtali is a hind less loose, he giveth goodly words. Joseph is a fruitly bow. even a fruitful bow by a well, whose branches run over the well. The archers have sore grieved him, and shot at him, and hated him. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hand were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. Even by the God of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee, with the blessings of heaven, above the blessings of the deep that lieth under blessings of the breast and of the womb. The blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him that was separate from his brethren. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf, and in the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel. And this is that their father spake unto them, and blessed them, every one according to his blessing. He blessed them. And he charged them, and said unto them, I am to be gathered unto my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite, in the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field of Ephron the Hittite for possession of a burying place. There they buried Abraham and Sarah his wife. There they buried Isaac and Rebekah his wife. And there I buried Leah. The purchase of the field and of the cave that there is therein was from the children of Heth. And when Jacob had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet in the bed, and yielded up the ghost, and was gathered unto his people. Chapter 50. And Joseph fell upon his father's face, and wept upon him, and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servants and physicians to embalm his father. And the physicians embalmed Israel. And 40 days were fulfilled for him, so are fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed. And the Egyptians mourned for him 60 days, which is 70 days. And when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spake unto the house of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found grace in your eyes, speak, I pray you, into the ears of Pharaoh, saying, My father made me swear, saying, Lo, I die in my grave, which I have digged for me in the land of Canaan. There shalt thou bury me. Now therefore let me go up, I pray thee, and bury my father, and I will come again. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury thy father, according as he made thee swear. And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt, and all the house of Joseph, and his brethren, and his father's house. Only their little ones and their flocks and their herds they left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company. Verse 10. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan, and there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation. And he made a mourning for his father 7 days. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of Atad, they said, This is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians. Wherefore the name of it was called Abel Mizraim, which is beyond Jordan. And his sons did unto him according as he commanded them. For his sons carried him into the land of Canaan, and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which Abraham bought with the field for possession, or a burying place of Ephron the Hittite before Mamre. And Joseph returned into Egypt, he and his brethren, and all that went up with him to bury his fathers, after he had buried his father. And when Joseph's brethren saw that their father was dead, they said, Joseph will peradventure hate us, and will certainly requite us all the evil which we did unto him. And they sent a messenger unto Joseph, saying, Thy father did command before he did, saying, So shall ye say unto Joseph, Forgive, I pray thee now, the trespass of thy brethren, and their sin, for they did unto thee evil. And now we pray thee, forgive the trespass of the servants of the God of thy father. And Joseph wept when they spake unto him. And his brethren also went and fell down before his face, and they said, Behold, we be thy servants. And Joseph said unto them, Fear not, for I am in the place of God. And he's saying, For am I in the place of God? I said it wrong. Let's say it again. And Joseph said unto them, Fear not, for am I in the place of God? Verse 19. But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive. Now therefore, fear ye not, I will nourish you and your little ones. And he comforted them and spake kindly unto them. And Joseph dwelt in Egypt, he and his father's house, and Joseph lived 110 years. And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation. The children also of Machir the son of Manasseh were brought upon Joseph's knees. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and God will surely visit you and bring you out of this land unto the land which he sware to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And Joseph took an oath to the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence. So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. So, just as Jacob's insistence to be buried in Canaan, a last wish dutifully fulfilled by Joseph, so was Joseph's last request to have his body transported to Canaan. And hundreds of years later, Moses remembered these dying wishes and transports Joseph's remains back to Canaan in Exodus. We'll read that. I want to go over this real quick. In Genesis 49:10 is prophetic in many ways. Shiloh means peace and refers to the Messiah. The Jews took the passage to mean that they would always have some level of rule over themselves. When the Romans forbade the Jews from administering the death penalty, which was necessary so that Jesus could die on the cross and not by stoning, the reaction of the Jews was not their scepter and departed in Shiloh had not come. They did not know that their Messiah had already been born in Bethlehem. The verse also points to Judah being the tribe through which the Messiah would come. What did Joseph's brethren think would happen now that Jacob was dead? Well, they for sure thought that Joseph was going to get his vengeance and that he would hate them, that he would require all that they had done, the evil that they had done to him. But Joseph said they thought it for evil, but that God meant it unto good. It is a hard thing, but like Joseph, Christians need to endure the trials of this life with a good attitude and pray that God will use it for good. But as for you, you thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive. So on a scale of 1 to 10, rate yourself on the following two statements. 1, I'm a forgiving person. 2, I'm quick to forget offenses against me. Joseph exhibits the quality of full forgiveness with his brothers, and after Jacob's death, the brothers feared revenge, even though Joseph had already forgiven them. Their pleas for mercy moved them to tears as he reassures his brothers that he had totally forgiven them. So if you have experienced God's forgiveness, you have a great motivation to forgive others. In what relationships have you not forgiven an offense? If you have something, talk to God about it. Thank Him for the peace that only forgiveness can bring. For most of us, forgiveness comes easily after we've gotten even. Well, hopefully that wouldn't be said of us, right? So let's continue on in Proverbs chapter 8. Proverbs chapter 8. And hopefully I turned to the right one first this time instead of reading yesterday's. Proverbs chapter 8. Doth not wisdom cry and understanding put forth her voice? She standeth in the top of the high places, by the way in the places of the path. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, and at the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. O you simple, understand wisdom, and you fools, be ye understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. They are all plain to them that understand it, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instruction, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom I am understanding, I have strength. By me kings reign and princes decree justice. By me princes rule and nobles of all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Riches and honor are with me, yea, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold, and my revenue the choice silver. I lead in the way of righteousness in the midst of the path of judgment, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and I will fill their treasures. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from the everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no foundations, abounding with water, before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world, when he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountain of the deep, when he gave to the sea his decree that the water should not pass his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by him, as one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always with him, rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth, and my delights were the sons of men. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction, and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watcheth daily at my gates, waiting on the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. Psalm 39. Psalm 39. I said I would take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle, while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace, even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. My heart was hot within me, while I was musing the fire burned. Then spake I with my tongue, Lord, make me to know mine end, and thy measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Behold, thou hast made my days as a handbreadth, and mine age as is nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Selah. Surely every man walketh in a vain show. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches, and knoweth not who shall gather them. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope is in thee. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb. I opened not my mouth, because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thine hand. When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity. Selah. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear unto my cry. Hold not thy peace at my tears, for I am a stranger with thee, and a sojourner, as all my fathers were. O spare me, that I may recover strength, before I go hence and be no more. So, congratulations on completing Genesis, the book of Genesis today. And tomorrow we will begin Exodus 1. And so that's pretty exciting. As we are also, I was telling you in the beginning that it's November 1st, and I wanted to do something special. You can join along with me if you like. And so what I am going to do is be in process of just specifically thanking God through the month of November, throughout the day, but using the alphabet. So today is A. So I want to thank God for, well, first off, I have a very special young lady in my life that God blessed me with, and that's my daughter, Anna. I'm thankful that God gave us Anna. She is our fifth child, and she was a surprise, and she was born right before Christmas, a week before Christmas, and I'm so thankful that God blessed us with her and her talents and all that she is, and for our family, and that her love for learning new things and loving people. And also another A, I'm thankful for America. I've got to experience a lot of America this past few days. It's history, and I've been reading about our history and the churches when they began. I got to see the First Baptist Church in America, in Rhode Island. And so I am thankful for all that God has blessed us with in America. And then the next one is kind of silly, but I am thankful for the kids are saying bye to breakfast. I'm thankful for alligators. I don't actually want an alligator, but they're really cool, aren't they? I think they're cool to look at, and there's always some kind of amazement with, I don't know if it's because we're so afraid of them eating us, but when I was coming to Florida as a teenager, one of the coolest things that my mom and dad took us to was Alligator Alley at that time, and we got to see alligators for the first time, and I was just enamored with them and all that. Maybe because they were scary, but just how big they were and everything about that. So these are a few of my A's, a silly one and a grand one, and then of course a very special one to my heart. So do me a favor, if you listen today, share an A I'm thankful to God for. I'm thankful to God for something that begins with an A. And have a happy 1st November. And I look forward to growing with you and seeing you in the morning.